before I even considered that I wanted to be a filmmaker, I knew about this issue with black farmers way back in the day when they were having issues getting funding and racism. This has been conversations been going on a long time with black farmers. Also, I have in my family, my father has his own business and he's basically bought up a street and property. He's had them into, I've been around that whole idea of land ownership since I was like, 7 years old. My family is from the South. My mom is originally from Louisiana, my father from Tennessee. So, I have that acquaintance with the South as well. So all of those things were kind of already in me, like, having land and, being out in the woods and stuff like that, and, I lived in New York for 27 years, but I always was somebody that was comfortable in nature, in the woods, hiking, going to mountains, stuff like that. And so, that was already kind of nascent in me, the idea of like land ownership, and what you can get from the land, right? And the foundation. And now, if you just want to take it on a purely practical level, almost every sports owner that has billion-dollar sports franchises has a start in real estate. I think maybe 70% of them. Later, it became like some tech people and things of that nature. But if you look at most of them, they have some background in real estate. And so, the idea that you can amass a lot of wealth or generational wealth is like clearly evident when you look at it from that aspect of like the guys who, you know, do a lot. There's some aspect, whether it's farming, whether it's oil, whether it's selling malls, like Simon and Associates, like they have malls all over. I think they own the Pacers, or they did, Indiana Pacers, and Lucas Oil. That's the Indianapolis coast. That's where I grew up. So I was aware of these things, but more recently, after living in New York for 27 years, you start to think like, hey man, I was like, look, this is enough. I can't deal with all the people, the traffic, the trash, the rats, like all of this being ready for something to go down all the time. So I was starting to shift mentally where I wanted to be to have peace. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, see, this is why I want to be in the woods somewhere, because look at what's happening. Look what's going on. And then, as we talk about reparations and we talk about, how do we grow and as a people economically, it all comes back to land. Like so many things come back to land ownership.